Hello everyone. For this practice, I want to connect to the excellence of self-mastery. So we're just going to dive right in. So we're going to focus on the excellence of self-mastery and what does that mean? What are the many components to self-mastery? Is it self-control? Leads to a self-discipline. Self-discipline leads to a momentum. Momentum is for character development, where we learn determination, patience. We learn to be confident, to be compassionate with ourselves. So we're just going to contemplate on the many sort of components that make up what we would consider excellence in self-mastery, right? Where we say the self-actualization, the self-realization, where we realize our potential. We kind of find within ourselves this undeniable just revenue of high energy that we can use to go the distance, right? A sort of quality of energy that's not just an ordinary energy, right? It's not just just a typical energy. It's an ecstatic energy. It's an exalted energy that's sort of exalted by the blessings, by the prayers, by the mantras, by the movements that we do in such a creative and sort of cosmic way. So we're going to kind of go into that place, kind of excavate ourselves, going to that sort of ancient civilization that's within us, right? Ancient future civilization that possesses the knowledge on self-mastery, right? That has a sort of a full access to the law of attraction, to manifestation, to how to birth something out of nothing, how to be creatively in a flow throughout chronology, in a way of reinvention, in a way of invention, in a way of really potentiating humanity, potentiating this civilization into a more creative, into a place of happiness, in a place where people are feeling that they have the potential, or they have the connection with themselves, with the universe, to actually get things done in this lifetime, right? You know, ideally, what we desire, all of us, is for everybody, all the people on this planet, is to get things done in this life or in the next life, right? To not stay stuck or trapped in the mind of judgment, in the mind of fear, right? It's such a luring kind of force, right? It has so many reasons why we shouldn't really kind of unlock our potential, right? It's so alluring. We could get caught up in that and just find ourselves just stuck and trapped and with people, places, and things that are just outdated, right? We find ourselves feeling haggard, finding ourselves like in an outdated belief system, right? And find ourselves just deeply attached, right? Overthinking and just this doubt. And then we find ourselves like just repeating the same things and not really feeling that sort of joy in it, right? Because we know we're not coming from an intense joy, because an intense joy within ourselves is about really being in our authenticity without shame or without fear. You know, really being in your authenticity is a very fearless and shameless act. It is a lot easier to hide. It's a lot easier to hide, and it's a lot easier to just kind of be in a where you're hiding and just fool yourself that you're creating something from a place of magic. When we're hiding within ourselves, because that intense joy is just so exhilarating, it's just so extraordinary, so magnificent, that we just don't feel either we're worthy of it, either we can hold it, or either that we should kind of have it or embody it, because of all the reasons upon reasons that ordinary part of ourselves likes to say. So we want to kind of blaze through that, right? We want to get a practice that's really going to just kind of take the energy that we have, all the breaths we have. We only have a certain amount of breaths in this lifetime. right? We are immortal souls, but we have a chronology that is going to die. It's going to end, right? And that should be the great pressure, right? Is that when we really start to want to get things done in this life, not just on behalf of ourselves, but on behalf of our lineage, on behalf of even this planet, right? On all of the people on this planet. It's not just about, I want to get things done for my own personal evolution. It's like, no, I want to get things done for the collective's evolution, right? So that everybody can get unstuck and start to move in a way where they feel more in a creative flow, so that they can see their potential, so that they can start to contribute to the Renaissance. Because a Renaissance is not, it's not a person. It's not one inventor or scientist. It's the mind stream of multiple scientists, multiple inventors, multiple artists, multiple musicians, all kind of in a collaboration, in a kind of in a conversation, in a kind of support. It's why we have the Renaissance. And I think the word Renaissance is such a high vibrational, golden age type of term. Renaissance, craftsmanship, creativity, these all belong to a very advanced civilization. We cannot have creativity, Renaissance, prosperity, craftsmanship without a sort of just basic self-mastery. So really these words that we use, right, when we think about law of attraction, they belong to advanced civilization, a golden age, future golden age, past golden age. They do not belong to the more ordinary human, right? Right? Right, when we think of the ordinary human, we're thinking about more of the animal, right? You have the animal self, you have the human self, you have the angel. The animal self, when we're in that, we're just concerned about sex, money, food, and water. 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 And that's pretty much, we cap off at that. Sex, money, food, and water. Sex, money, food, and water. Sex, money, food, and water, right? But when we start to step into the, the human, right? More in the human soul and more the angel, the Buddha mind, or you say Jesus, right? In a discipleship with Jesus, right? Right? Or in a being initiated by Green Tower or the Black Madonna, or the sort of goddesses, whatever you want to call it. It's all kind of the same kind of thing. The angel, coming the angel. There's a point where it's like you start to you have a basic understanding, okay, the ordinary, sex, money, food, and water. And then you start to want to get into the extraordinary, which is like, okay, sex, money. What about prosperity? What is that? What is that? That simple question is like how you're able to get out of the ordinary into the extraordinary. Sex, money, prosperity. What is that? And then you start to kind of develop a craftsmanship, a skill set, a gift, a talent to kind of create a momentum that can kind of get a merit, a karma in that kind of, that more self-mastery of advancements of just the human that's more like an animal, into the human that's more like an angel. So sex, money, prosperity. The ordinary becomes the extraordinary. Food and water. Food and water, food and water, food and water, food and water, food and water. You start to think about blessings, offerings, food and water. So you think about nourishment, food and water, right? Nourishment. What is nourishment? I want to be nourished, right? And that takes the ordinary into the extraordinary. And that's why, with us humans and like animals, right? Like, animals, they don't cook. They don't have recipes on like, if I combine this herb with this thing, that vegetable, you get this. So that's like, food and water. Nourishment? Nutrients? But you're thinking it from a place of creativity, like, whoa, I want to make this pie. right? Of this beautiful apples that I picked from my garden, and these different kind of herbs, and making this kind of bread thing, right? That's a creativity. Really, cooking is a craftsmanship. I mean, it's a real craftsmanship. It's a real craftsmanship, right? So sex, money, food, water. Sex, money, food, water. And then we start to think of sex, right? As in like, the ordinary sex is just like you're driven by pheromones. You're driven by just, I'm horny. You're driven by just like you have a chemical reaction to someone that just builds up a testosterone in you if you're a man, right? Or it makes, as a woman, you can feel that the reproductive system, right? You need to fulfill the reproductive system. You're feeling your body wants a baby, right? So you feel the urge to do that. It's like sex becomes partnership. What is partnership? It's like the ordinary becomes extraordinary. We're not just wanting a baby. We not just want sex with someone. It starts to become like life partnership. What is that? What is it to have sex with someone, even to create a child with someone for the evolution, not just of the race, as in just, procreation, but also of like, what can I give? What can I create out of this partnership, out of this sex, that's going to bring more of creativity, right? I want to have a kid because I want them to be better than me. I want them to not just be an offspring. I want them to not just be like me or just run off of the lineage. I want them to be better than me. I want them to be more creative. So in that extraordinary thought is like, okay, what do I need to be in order for my kids to be better than me? To be smarter, to be more creative, inventive, to go even further out into the universe than I could go. I want them to go even further. If I could only reach Mars, I want them to go to Jupiter. Right? In my lifetime, I could only manage to get to Mars and discover and explore. I want them to go to Jupiter. I want them to go further. I want them to take the knowledge I gained from going to Jupiter and Mars and do my thing. I want them to take that knowledge and I want them to expand upon it. I want them to go to Jupiter and then combine the knowledge of Mars and Jupiter and bam, a whole new discovery. Right? So that's the kind of ordinary becoming the extraordinary. Through the excellence that we start to obtain when we start to have this like self-mastery, this like contemplation about just thinking, like just, they say like with Newton, right? Like the whole apple thing, right? Newton about apple, right? The whole, story about the apple falling from the tree. And he's like, whoa, right? It's like a lot of times these great scientists, they're just sitting in nature contemplating. They're just looking out in nature and they're just like asking questions about why are these like flowers all these shapes? Right? Why do these trees grow underground in more desert, weather? Right? Why do these particular animals only come out at night? What makes them different from the animals that come out during the day? I think that's a great meditation. It's a what do you call a natural science type of meditation, where you're just looking out of what is here right now in a more natural landscape, and you're just kind of contemplating, you're full of wonder. And I think the greatest, scientists, mathematicians, artists, musicians, it's like they're full of wonder. They're full of wonder. And that's why they never, plateau, they never tap out, is because they're always full of wonder. It's like it never ends. It never ends, the wonder about so many things. And the thing is, the wonder, it's not so much the wonder, it's just infinite. You have to evolve with it. Like the wonder is there's so much out there, but if your mind has a particular perception that reaches a cap, like you can't go beyond the glass ceiling or the sound barrier, that means that you have to evolve or shift your projection, shift your perception in order to get beyond this glass ceiling. Because a lot of people, they hit the glass ceiling and they just, it's like they wonder, it's like I had it all. I've seen it all. I've had all the wonder, and I've reached the sound base or the sound barrier or the glass ceiling. And people don't realize that to really that's when you have to expand. And it's not necessarily like expanding as in like you want more, right? A lot of times we think I need more, right? I need more information, I need more knowledge, and that will help me to, I think it's more so not necessarily more information, more knowledge. I mean, that's always a good thing. But I think with trying to keep up with wonder, because wonder's always in you and it's just always gonna grab you, and it's just like, let's go. It's like that kid, right? The 4-year-old kid, right? If you have a 4-year-old, it's like, let's go, mama. Let's go, dada. Like, let's go. And it's just like, oh my gosh, I'm so tired. Like, we just went to the beach like 5 hours ago. I need a nap. Right? And the kid's just like, no, we gotta go to the park now. And then we gotta do this. And you're just like, woo. I think to keep up with wonder is to have not necessarily more information, more knowledge, to accumulate. I think it's kind of like going back to that childlike mind, right? Where it's like we allow ourselves to take something so basic, like a basic knowledge, and to just go really deep with it. Right? So it doesn't become more, it becomes how can I go deeper with this just simple piece of information. Like a kid, it's like you take them to the beach and then they're just like full of wonder, and they're like, they could go deeper into the beach and the whole thing about the beach, and right? Well, us as an adult, it's like we go to the beach, we're like, pretty cool, but have we ever really had a really deep experience with the beach? Like a very meaningful, like soulful, like kids, it's like the beach spoke to me. I met a mermaid in the ocean. And you're sitting there like, what I want that kind of mind, right? Right? I saw some mermaids, I was swimming out and I heard the dolphins. I felt this whales. It's like the ocean is so simple, right? It's just like an ordinary experience to us as humans, right? If you live by the beach, it's like, oh, I go there every day. But as a kid, it like becomes this whole deep kind of like opening of the mind. So I think that's what is going to be the difference. The ordinary and the extraordinary. It's, again, people can have so many double PhDs and still be like pretty like not creative. It's like they have so much intellect, but they don't have creativity. And even Einstein has said to be more imaginative than to just be pure intellect. Because the intellect can trap you and lock you into this earthbound world. But imagination, it doesn't just take the intellect of this finite earthbound, place. It also goes beyond. The imagination, it like contemplates on like other planetary systems and that possibilities of these kind of stars, possibilities of like what's in the deep oceans. And then also has the craftsmanship, which is that diligence, that kind of study, that that depth to go into it, to really like become so in admiration, so in awe of an apple, that you gain everything that you could gain about the apple. But it never becomes a cap. It never becomes, okay, I did there, done that. I think it becomes, as we grow and as we start to, have more of an authenticity with our life, where we're actually really like being obedient to our intuition instead of complacent, right? Full of the fear and doubt, I feel like we can have so much just breakthroughs if we're willing to be obedient to our intuition and not cap out because of fear and doubt. Okay, I'm a woman, I'm 45, this is my limitation. Okay, I'm a man, I have this type of background, this is my limitation. Right? When you're young, especially younger than 25, it's like there is no limitation. Right? Okay, I'm 65, I want to be a dreamer and I want to be a potteress and I want to have a business. But I'm 65, right? You know what I'm saying? All these kinds of limitations, like you're only as creative when you're young. I'm 75, but I feel like I want to be creative, right? Or, whatever it is. I think the the extraordinary is like not buying into the limitation, the fear that, oh, I am this, or I was that, or this is me and that is that. It's like, but the only way to do that is we have to really be like real. Like we really have to like we really have to want to reinvent ourselves to really be reborn. And I think that does take a self mastery, right? And I think that's why many people don't reinvent themselves and they just stay in a part of themselves stuck, right? And then all the suffering with that and all the unfulfillment, and right? Because it's just the reinventing ourselves. Some people think of it as so like difficult, so hard, because it can be, right? It's like taking it's like birth, right? It's like, are you willing to go through 72 hours of just labor? But it's not just 72 hours. Maybe it's like many years where you have to go through these painful initiations, these tests, and you have to give birth to new life. And it's going to be quite excruciating, maybe, or could be very blissful at different times. And I think the people that are willing to kind of go, okay, I'm just gonna like, because they find it so exalting. They find it so like, just brings you closer to the universe and the laws and the principles, the teachings of the universe. So that's why people reinvent themselves, right? Because they want, because when they get closer to the universe, or they get more in touch with, okay, the real essence of everything, right, through blessings, through prayers, through Jesus, through Brahman, through Vishnu, the Shakti, through Green Tara, through Black Madonna, all these kinds of people who were of advanced civilization, who actually did have the self-mastery on behalf of all of humans. It's like it just makes us feel, people want to get high because they love that feeling of being high, of like when you're just in this cosmic bliss, right? But then when you come back to reality, you're sort of disjointed because you're not embodying that, because you didn't actually work it into your cells, right? You have to work it into your body, or it's just you get high, it's like you're escaping, and then you come back and it's like completely different, because you're not sort of altering or modifying your body to be able to have that in your conscious looking, talking. So it's almost like people get high and they're just so unconscious, and they wake up, they're conscious, and it's just like almost painful because they're so imbalanced. It makes them imbalanced. So yeah, we do the high stuff, even the substance stuff, and even sex stuff, or all these things to kind of get closer to the real teachings of the universe, because we know that's what really is like just intense joy, not just joy, but this intense joy, like where we're really in a state of liberation, and we've let go of all of the limitations and all of like the samskaras and all of the sufferings that we've carried with us, because we think that we can never change, or we can never heal, or we can never have what we truly want. All of that suffering that is created for people. I have a deceased loved one. I can never see them again. That's a limitation, right? Well, what about if you're a medium? That breaks the limitation, right? Or, I have got my leg amputated because of, I went through, some accident. I will never walk again. That's a limitation, right? And the breakthrough is like that childlike mimer saying, it's like full of so much wonder. Well, it's like, what would the most imaginative, inventive, Renaissance person say? Right? And that's why you see these people who have such limitation find ways to break through, right? And even if it's just in the mind, even if it's just, I will never paint again because I have the tremors and I can't paint. It's like the limit breakthrough, that limitation would be like painting in a different form. What is that? How do you paint without your hands? What is that? How do you do that? That's the question. That's the wonder. And if you go deep enough with it and you really become authentic and, really like, you may discover. And that's the thing about just the universe, is that there really is an answer to every question. And there really is even a solution and a resolution, or a piece to everything. And I think also, when we have a closer relationship with the universe, we start to be more alert. We start to utilize the masters of the universe, right? You can see them as beings, angels. You can also see them just as teachers. There's teachers to everything. And you can actually utilize them to help you break through life lessons or experiences that maybe you don't need to go through. If you just had a teaching, if you just had a teacher with the universe, a prayer or a blessing, or just some kind of connection to a deeper relationship with life, like feeling more protected and feeling more excellent and intuitive, you could actually completely raise the vibration, so much so where you don't even need to have these type of experiences that maybe your ancestors had or your parents had. You can completely surmount them with the teachings that comes from a place of wonder. You can even have teachers that who are like Pleiadians. There's real people out there with teachings with Pleiadians. And the only reason they have that relationship is because of the wonder. The basic wonder, the ordinary wonder that led into the extraordinary wonder of oh my gosh, I seek and you shall find. But there's a passion, there's a real energy behind it, a willingness to actually reinvent yourself, because we all have limitation. It's just a matter of fact of how can I reinvent myself so much so that the limitation is not gripping me in a way, controlling me in a way that's making me stop. So bring the hands together and just rub them very fast and feel warmth. And if you live in a cold place, just kind of bring some heat into your palms, your Reiki hands, your beautiful hands that hold the destiny of you and your life. And then bring them here in the chest. Roll the shoulders back and down. Tuck in the chin slightly. Feel space in the back of the neck. And press the back of the head up. Feeling that stretch. And feel the opening of the Zeal chakra. Inhale. Exhale. And then we'll tune in. Inhale. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Inhale. Squeeze up and in. Press the tongue on the roof of the mouth. Squeeze sex organ, rectum, navel, belly button to spine. Focus on the opening of the top of the head. See yourself wearing a gold crown. See your aura gold. Exhale. And then visualize 4 pillars of light around you, and with each sound, bring your awareness to the right, behind you, to the left, ahead of you, and then spin your awareness clockwise, visualizing a royal blue, gas stove blue, from the perineum to the top of the head, and seeing a dragon, a Krishna blue dragon, flying around you very, very fast with a royal blue breath. Inhale. Adgadename, Jagadgadename, Satgadename, Sri Gurudev Vename, Adgadename, Jagadgadename, Satgadename, Sri Gurudev Vename, Adgadename, Jagadgadename, Satgadename, Sri Gurudev Vename. Inhale. Bring your hands all the way up. Stretch. Exhale, mouth. Inhale, nose, stretch. Exhale, mouth. Inhale, nose. Really stretch. Pull up. Touch the feet of the angels. Exhale. Then open the hands, fingers wide, stretching. Hold your arms at a 60-degree angle and just feel the opening of the heart. Just breathe long and deep through the nose. And then inhale. Exhale. Bring your hands down, and then just bring them right here. And you're going to close, open with the sound. Hara hara gobinde, hara hara mukande, hara hara udare, hara hara pare, hara hara hariyang, hara hara kariyang, hara hara niname, hara hara kame, hara hara gobinde, hara hara mukande, hara hara udare, hara hara pare, hara hara hariyang, hara hara kariyang, hara hara niname, hara hara kame, hara hara gobinde, hara hara mukande, hara hara udare, hara hara pare, hara hara hariyang, hara hara kariyang, hara hara niname, hara hara kame, hara hara gobinde, hara hara mukande, hara hara udare, hara hara pare, hara hara hariyang, hara hara kariyang, hara hara niname, hara hara kame, hara hara gobinde, hara hara mukande, hara hara udare, hara hara pare, hara hara hariyang, hara hara kariyang, hara hara niname, hara hara kame, hara hara gobinde, hara hara mukande, hara hara udare, hara hara pare, hara hara hariyang, hara hara kariyang, hara hara niname, hara hara kame, hara hara gobinde, hara hara mukande, hara hara udare, hara hara pare, hara hara hariyang, hara hara kariyang, hara hara niname, hara hara kame, hara hara gobinde, hara hara mukande, hara hara udare, hara hara pare, hara hara hariyang, hara hara kariyang, hara hara niname, hara hara kame, hara hara gobinde, hara hara mukande, hara hara udare, hara hara pare, hara hara hariyang, hara hara kariyang, hara hara niname, hara hara kame, hara hara gobinde, hara hara mukande, hara hara udare, hara hara pare, hara hara hariyang, hara hara kariyang, hara hara niname, hara hara kame, hara hara gobinde, hara hara mukande, hara hara udare, hara hara pare, hara hara hariyang, hara hara kariyang, hara hara niname, hara hara kame, hara hara gobinde, hara hara mukande, hara hara udare, hara hara pare, hara hara hariyang, hara hara kariyang, hara hara niname, hara hara kame, hara hara gobinde, hara hara mukande, hara hara udare, hara hara pare, hara hara hariyang, hara hara kariyang, hara hara niname, hara hara kame, hara hara gobinde, hara hara mukande, hara hara udare, hara hara pare, hara hara hariyang, hara hara kariyang, hara hara niname, hara hara kame, hara hara gobinde, hara hara mukande, hara hara udare, hara hara pare, hara hara hariyang, hara hara kariyang, hara hara niname, hara hara kame, hara hara gobinde, hara hara mukande, hara hara udare, hara hara pare, hara hara hariyang, hara hara kariyang, hara hara niname, hara hara kame, hara hara gobinde, hara hara mukande, hara hara udare, hara hara pare, hara hara hariyang, hara hara kariyang, hara hara niname, hara hara kame, Hara Hara Gobinde, Hara Hara Mukande, Hara Hara Dare, Hara Hara Pare, Hara Hara Harayang, Hara Hara Karayang, Hara Hara Naname, Hara Hara Kame, Hara Hara Gobinde, Hara Hara Mukande, Hara Hara Dare, Hara Hara Pare, Hara Hara Harayang, Hara Hara Karayang, Hara Hara Naname, Hara Hara Kame, Hara Hara Gobinde, Hara Hara Mukande, Hara Hara Dare, Hara Hara Pare, Hara Hara Harayang, Hara Hara Karayang, Hara Hara Naname, Hara Hara Kame, Hara Hara Gobinde, Hara Hara Mukande, Hara Hara Dare, Hara Hara Pare, Hara Hara Harayang, Hara Hara Karayang, Hara Hara Naname, Hara Hara Kame. Inhale. Fingers stretching wide. Squeeze. Feel the prosperity, the radiance. Feel the radiance opening up the arc line, the aura, and putting gold into the energy. Exhale. And then just bring the hands on the heart for a second. And then just right hand over left, just press this energy. And just feel your heart surrounded by this pure gold energy. Pure gold energy. And within this pure gold energy is just this green energy of pure healing. Feel the healing. Feel the healing. And then begin to chant as you keep your hands on your heart. Hud, 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 hud. Squeeze the navel, tongue. Hud, 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 and then hit, hud, hud, hud. Look at the tip of the nose. Hit at the heart. Chant, hud, 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 hud. Hit hard, hud, 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 hud. Inhale. Look into the cup hands. Exhale. And then right over left, left over right in front of the forehead. Looking at the tip of the nose. 60-degree cross. 60-degree cross. Mentally chant. Mentally. Hud. 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 Mentally. Cross at the hud. Fingers stretch wide. Cross, cross. Inhale. Exhale. Bring the thumb on the pinky mounds. Fingers over, little backward circles. Look at the tip of the nose. Chant God. 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 God, 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 oh. God, 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 God. Inhale, exhale. Right hand in front of left, left closest to the heart. Cross very fast. Chant, looking at the tip of the nose. Had Hare Hari, Waheguru. 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 Whisper. Had Hare Hari, Waheguru. 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 Now whistle. Inhale. Exhale. Close the arms right over left. Breathe long and deep. You can project victory out from the third eye, visualizing this marigold energy around you. Inhale for 8 to 12 seconds. Exhale for 8 to 12 seconds. And inhale. Exhale. And then relax. And then just begin to come onto all floors. We're going to begin a cat-cow. So moving that energy into the physical body. So just breathe long and deep. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the nose. And just really open up that spine. Open up the spine. And just press the hands down, stretch the fingers wide. And then I want you to begin to do a cat-cow while you like literally rotate, so like this. I'm in the opposite direction. Inhale, exhale, round, and then pull back into child's pose and just relax. Press the forehead into the ground. Breathe long and deep. And just create a Sufi grind. Just a meditative. Just loosening the hips. And just feel the excellence in you through self-mastery. Self-mastery is simply you're getting to know yourself. Like, we think that we're getting to know ourselves, but really we're just kind of avoiding ourselves. So really see if you can get to know yourself and really accept the fullness of who you are, which is a constant changing projection that becomes wiser or becomes less wise just through our choices. We want to have a wise projection so that we can bring awareness to what we're doing in this life and how we can really bring more just joy to this life. It's really simple. It's just how can we change our projection or, onto reality, the projection onto reality, so that we can bring more joy in our own life, but also ignite, even provoke joy in other people. I think that's the ultimate reality. It's not just my joy, but it's like the joy that's just, it's like the thing that keeps giving, right? It's like the joy that it just keeps spreading and it keeps evolving and transforming, right? Nobody wants to be on a planet where some people have joy and everybody else is just stuck. Like, that just makes everybody feel like what we all feel now, the sense of depression, or the sense of like we're connected and we really need to start to nourish these connections. Like a tree system nourishes the connections that all trees have, because they understand if one tree has disease, it's bound to spread to everyone. One tree cannot just be rich with fruit. The whole ecosystem is dependent on all of the trees being rich with fruit, because there are so much other species that are reliant, that need the give and take, the exchange, right? The whole ecosystem will become lifeless without the connection between all the trees being fruitful. And who wants to live in an ecosystem where only a part of the ecosystem is fruitful and then everywhere else it's barren? That's not fulfilling. Inhale. Exhale. Last thing I want to do is I want to work with this mantra for Green Tara, and I want to use our mala beads. If you don't have mala beads, that's fine, but I would like to show this practice. So I'm wearing my mala beads in my left hand, the hand of the mother, the hand of the matriarch, right? The hand of Green Tara, right? The blessings of just purpose, right? A fulfillment in the matters of heart, in the belonging, in the spirituality of ourselves, right? A spiritual protection, like a mama bear. So you're just going to bring your left thumb on each of the beads. So there's 108 beads in a mala bead necklace. And 108 is a very significant number. It's a very spiritual number of real excellence. And we're just going to recite the mantra Tare Tu Tare Tu Re Soha, which is a real mantra for connecting to the blessings of Green Tara, and also the seeking of, the clearing of the karma and stepping more fully into the Dharma. Because Green Tara is about really stepping into the fullness of the Dharma and really, sharing ourselves with the world in a way that brings just so much joy into everyone. Is lives, right? It's a very curative aura. So I'm just going to begin. If you do not have your mala beads, that's fine. You can just kind of repeat with me. I will repeat pretty quickly so we can get around pretty reasonable time. But I can go very slow, but I just want to kind of go through it. Okay, so connecting to Green Tara through my awareness, through my imagination. I offer this mantra and I offer my musicality. I offer my blessing, my prayer, as well as I offer her. I imagine flowers, I imagine fruit that I'm offering to her, something that's very beautiful, very nourishing. And I just allow my imagination to connect to the white aura of Green Tara, and within that white aura, there's just this luminous green energy that is like a jewel, like a very special jewel, right? We think of, for us Indians, we think of turquoise as a very special jewel, or special, color, right? It's a very valuable possession. And think of the Green Tara as a very valuable possession. She's full of much worth and full of much, just much protection and much spiritual teachings and much healing that can be so helpful. So we're just going to offer this chant so that we can allow Green Tara to bless us as we bless her, and to really devote ourselves in this moment to really stepping into our Dharma and really allowing the initiations to happen through this timeless space to really help us to raise our incarnation, to really raise our birth in one that is going to bring mastery. We want mastery in this lifetime. And if you make it known to Green Tara and the 21 Taras that you really want to have mastery in this lifetime, she will help you. If you're very sincere that you really want to master in this lifetime, right? Your gifts, your talents, your psychic abilities, your dharma, your karmas, your lineage, your spiritual evolution, your physical manifestation, your material abundance. The mind, the mastery of the mind. Okay? Tare tu re soha. 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 Tare tu tare tu de 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 soha. Tare tu tare tu da tu de soha. Tare tu tare 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 tu de soha. Just take a moment in silence. Inhale. Exhale. Satnam. Thank you for joining me. And may the excellence of self-mastery, becoming the extraordinary, bring so much blessings, good karma, and bring bring you more into your dharma, your purpose, your belonging on earth, and your talents and gifts, and may they awaken fully so that you can bring prosperity to your lineage, to your family, to yourself, to the planet, and so that you can be a part of the great awakening of humanity that will help humanity transition into a more spiritually mature, emotionally mature society, civilization that will be able to experience a peace of mind that will give everybody the opportunity and the success in really living a life of integrity, dignity, and authenticity, and to really coming together with their spiritual teachings, with their spiritual healing, so that they can really become a person of real high creativity. With that high creativity, create an immense renaissance that just inspires and empowers everyone to step into the fullness of who they are, this cosmic being, this being of just so much potential, so much greatness, so much love, so much compassion. And may these kind of teachings of compassion, unconditional love, equanimity, and authenticity prevail. Satnam.